I'm approaching the temple, you will receive your entrance tickets from Adil, making it through the entrance. On the other side, then we will split into Horus group and Adil's group. If it starts there, for Horus group, try to find my illuminated water bottle. That's how to find me out there. And definitely, on the way out, don't forget to collect one of these boarding cards. Keep them safe, to hand them safe when we get back. As the boat is leaving after, as soon as we get back on board. Second, 2 minutes. So as soon as Adil starts walking out, follow him please. Both groups, Safwats and Adil. Tell the temple. No, it's fine. We are actually like 3 to 4 minutes walking distance from here to the temple. Just going out, we are going through 2-3 different ships. Watch your steps and mind if there is any gap between the 2 different boats.
Always support mind together. So please keep our group unity. Stick your eyes together till we get the temple. Once we're there inside the temple, we split it between 2 teams, Adi and Safa. Through the way, 1,000 kids around. I apologize guys, some of them big buckets. So mind the kids.
Don't let anyone approach you close. Until you are safe. Let's go. Hold on, please. I figured out what's your room number, so I just wrote it down. Thank you, sir. On the way out, watch your steps and mind the gap between the different boats, please.
There's something else to watch for.
Yeah, don't talk.
Albert.
Okay, guys. Get away.
Guys, in our community, heading to the way like stick rice.
Oh, we got to do one.
Have it been revamped when you went?
Yes. Yes, it's the e-flight. This is the
Anybody gets moved during the guided tour, just in case you haven't worried. Walking back, and spin the ground, with the trust. We're never ever leaving with anybody behind. We come to pick you up from there. Am I clear? Last part of our lovely guided tour here at Sobek, we take you to the crocodile museum. Approximately. Please don't shoot the ticket. Keep the ticket till the end of the guided tour. Don't lose it. Keep it to the edge of the guided tour.
Those who didn't hear Adel, we are the first part of the tour. Again, it's a guided part of a tour. Stick to me and Adel, explaining whatever needed. We will consider some free time afterward to take pictures in the temple. Then the way out is down this ramp to the museum. Finishing the museum, you will find me, Adel, and whoever decided to finish the tour earlier on this cafeteria. And from there, we are leaving together back to the boat. So our meeting point will be on this cafeteria after we finish everything. For now, follow us to the temple, please.
Yes. Going on. Go with the nothing
كده تقريبا كله دخل يا عادل. تقريبا كله دخل. Horus, my falcons, are you all around? Follow my light, please.
Here. عندك بالغلط. عندي اثنين من عندي.
انا قلت حورس بس.
Couple guys behind. What's the decision? My mistake was south of my room.
Horus! Come closer, please. I just had a shower, so I don't stink. Welcome to Kom Ombo. Kom Ombo, the name of this town or city, consists of two parts. First part is Kom, which is an Arabic word for hill, not hell, hill. And the second part is Ombu, could be development of the ancient Egyptian word of gold, Nub, developed into Ombu, meaning the golden hill. As we see, the temple is already constructed on the top of a hill, but where's the gold? I took it all. Two theories. One, because of the fields around that used to be cultivated wheat. And the wheat turned out golden color by the harvest. The temple on the top of a hill, golden hill, understandable. Second theory, which is still acceptable, from here starts one of the routes between the eastern mountains, leading to some of the gold mines in the eastern desert. So both theories were acceptable. But since ever, there used to be a temple for the crocodile-headed god Sobek, his name, at Kom Ombo. Safwat, since we left Luxor till now, we haven't seen any crocodiles. Yes, because since we built the dams, and especially the high dam in Aswan, this part of the Nile is crocodile-free. Crocodiles can't make it through the high dam and the turbines alive. So this part of the Nile from Aswan north is crocodile-free. To the south of Aswan and the high dam, Nasser Lake, thousands of crocodiles still. But before the dams, yes, crocodiles used to swim all over the Nile. But they were kept naturally to the south of the first cataract in Aswan. All these rock formations and granite formations almost blocking the Nile. poor crocodiles with their soft bellies, they can't climb the hard, rough rocks. So they were kept naturally to the south of Aswan for the most of the year. Till the flood to come. The water rise 10, 15 meters above the granite, or the rock formations level. The only chance for Mr. Crocodile to swim north. But the river banks from Aswan till near Kom Ombo here, it's high and steep. So it was kind of a compulsory hectic trip for Mr. Crocodile to swim it for about 40 miles from Aswan till near Kom Ombo in such violent water at the flood season. Approaching Kom Ombo, all of a sudden the high steep river banks drop down to the open fields. First chance for the crocodiles to make it out of the water, tired yes but hungry. And they used to attack the farmers, little children and animals. Poor farmers try to defend themselves by so many different ways against such violent animals. Nothing worked. That's when they thought to make a peace treaty with Mr. Crocodile. Mr. Crocodile, we will elevate you into a god's rank. We will construct for you a beautiful temple, dedicating a whole crew of priests, serving you day and night. People will be coming from around the country, maybe the world, making you offerings and donations. Yeah, that sounds nice. What should I do? Don't you ever touch any of our children. It seemed like both sides agreed and signed the treaty. It's a legend, okay? But that legend explains why there was a temple for the crocodile god at Kom Ombo. And since then there was a version of a temple since ever for the crocodile god Sobek at Kom Ombo. But can you really imagine the people coming free willingly making offerings to such violent god? Not really. What to do? As the crocodiles would cause wounds. These wounds needs a doctor to cure and heal. That's why they culted side by side with him one of the most important gods of medicine, Horus the healer. Do you remember my story the other day when I told you about the 5 days at the end of the year? Horus the elder, that was Horus the healer. He was a god of medicine. Actually, the people were coming for the sake of Horus, the one who's looking after them, making offerings and donations, and at the end of the day, they were sharing and distributing the donations and the offerings. Till a time, Mr. Crocodile started to be really greedy and having much more than his share of donations. Horus, fed up with the situation, stopped arguing with his partner. He left Kom Ombo and traveled north. People figured out their beloved God is not here anymore, so they stopped coming and making any offerings at the temple. Crocodile started to starve, but after being experienced, treated as a god, he didn't want to get back to his animal nature, attacking for food. So that's when he went to regretting his greed, making all the possible promises to the king of gods, Ra, that he would be fair to his partner. That's when Ra said, no, not so easy. I can't ask him back. We have to make new rules. Let's go to the court. In the court, under the supervision of Ma'at, goddess of truth and justice, the god Ra ordered for that temple to be divided and split into 2 equal halves. And that's the first unique feature in this temple. It's like 2 entrances, 2 pillared halls, 2 offering halls, and 2 sanctuaries. Right-hand side half dedicated for Sobek, the crocodile god. The left-hand side half for Horus, the healer. Despite it's a very small temple, it's badly destroyed temple by the floods. I will tell you now why and when, but it's still full of unique features. This temple we are looking at, it's the last version of a temple to be constructed or reconstructed at Kom Ombo. It's second half of the Greek period and first half of the Roman period. Since Alexander the Great came to Egypt 332 BC, he pretended he's the son of Amun-Ra and was crowned in Egypt as the official king of Upper and Lower Egypt according to the Egyptian traditions. All the Greek kings, all the Roman emperors, following Alexander's steps, they had their own Greek or Roman lifestyle within the royal alley in Alexandria where they lived. But elsewhere in the country, they pretended they are Egyptian kings, sons of Egyptian gods, constructing Egyptian, not Greek or Roman style temples. Literally, the last engravings or decorations on the walls of that temple date back to 182 AD. Right? And floods used to come as high, hitting the temple, destroying it, washing it away. Studies said 2 more floods and the rest of the temple gonna be washed away. What saved the remainings of this temple was actually building Aswan Old Dam, the English one, at 1902. Controlled and stopped the floods, rescued and saved the rest of the temple. You like my first story? Follow me closer,
Cae uniendo como dos bloques. Tiene un nombre.
Horus!
Herward, it means Horus the end, and decided
Closer, please. Closer, please. Anybody been to Turkey? Istanbul? There is a church that converted into a mosque and then into a museum, and now it's a mosque again, called Hagia Sophia. When the Byzantines were building Hagia Sophia Church in Constantinople, the old name of Istanbul, and Egypt was one of their colonies, they figured out they don't have such clever stone masons to make nice, beautiful capitals for the columns there. That's when they came with their fleet like us here. They chopped the capitals of these columns around us, loaded on the Byzantine fleet down the Nile, Mediterranean, and they are the ones used for some of the columns at Hagia Sophia's church. Right? Later on, Islamic era, Sultan Selim I didn't import any of the Egyptian artifacts, but actually he imported the Egyptian artisans. Compulsory. He took all the highly qualified and talented artisans and actually Egyptian hands who built the Blue Mosques and all the great mosques in Istanbul. That's how Egypt is important for the Middle East.
It's interesting.
As you see over there, you can see the god Sobek as a crocodile-headed god where my colleague pointed with his pointer. Right there. Overseeing or supervising, baptizing the person who will be crowned as a king. Okay, coronation scene. Any king had to be crowned as a king of Upper and Lower Egypt to become the living God on earth. But before getting crowned as a king, he had to be baptized. And maybe that's where from the baptism came in Christianity, for example. Yeah? The god Horus, the primordial. It's a different Horus I haven't mentioned before. And the god Thoth, the ibis-headed man, god of wisdom. Both of them having or carrying vases full of holy water, baptizing the person before being crowned as a king. But the holy water coming down in a form of ankhs, the ankh that looks like a cross, it was actually an ancient Egyptian word written, looks so, pronounced ankh, meaning life. So they were providing him with eternal life. And the other sign between every ankh and other, that's the wasit. Wasit was the ancient Egyptian name of Luxor, and it was a magical healing staff. So they were providing him with eternal life and magical healing power, making the person immortal. That's what was the kings, immortal people. Got it? Please. Thank you. Horus, come closer, please. Closer to me. Be able to hear me.
So in ancient Egyptian, they divide
Maybe you are, without telling me, maybe you already noticed that. So standing up. Relief, especially the past relief. And December, Kom Ombo here, classified as the best past relief of descendants of giant people, Roman people. Almost three-dimensional. You can enjoy it at the free time and taking pictures of these. Loads of nice pictures showing the king and relation with the gods. And now, we are queuing to see a highlight of this temple. Another highlight of this temple. What kind of highlights? Closer, please. The ancient Egyptian calendar. Still known till today and maybe in use for the the Christian church as the Coptic calendar. Maybe the Christian or the Egyptian church didn't start using this calendar, or actually they decided the year zero for that calendar only 281 AD. Close off, and actually we call it the martyrs calendar. Because the Roman rulers in Egypt at that year persecuted hundreds of thousands of Egyptians for converting into Christians. But that doesn't mean that the Egyptian church created this calendar. No, they just continued using the ancient Egyptian calendar, which this year, for example, it's 6,265 years old. It has a slightly different form to the Gregorian calendar. The year is 365 days and a quarter. That quarter day to be counted 1 day extra every 4 years, the leap year. 5 days come at the end of the year as festive days made out of moonlight, if you remember my story. 360 arranged in 12 months, 30 days a month, all equal. The 12 months arranged in 3 seasons, not 4. 4 month a season. Flood season, green or agricultural season, dry or harvest season. The month, 30 days, arranged in 3 weeks only, not 4, 10 days a week, before it shrank to 7. Can you work the calendar around your head? 365 and quarter. Quarter day is 1 day extra every 4 years, leap year. 5 days at the end of the year, festive days, made out of moonlight. 360 arranged in 12 months. The 12 months arranged in 3 seasons, 4 months a season. The month is 30 days arranged in 3 weeks, 10 days a week. You got it now?
Yeah, perfect.
As soon as I can't repeat for the third time. Follow me.
Don't read anything.
Okay, Horus, take this side, please. Come around.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Please.
Who fixed the calendar? Is it this bit or is it all of that?
Here, these three lioness-headed ladies are the three seasons. Flood season, green season, and dry season. Right? July definitely in the dry season. The harvest. Okay, we have seen hieroglyphics everywhere. Did they have any numeric system? Yes. From 1 till 9, there used to be dashes. 1 dash for 1, 9 dashes for 9. Number 10 is upside down letter U like in English. So let's focus on that number for example. It's a circle, means Heru, means day, and then 2 upside down U's and 6 dashes. Day 10, 26. Day 10, 27 dashes. 8 dashes. What about 9? 2 dashes and a circle with a slash. 1 day left for the complete week and month. Then number 30, they didn't write it in number but in a word. We still use this word till today in the Egyptian slang, telling the little kids, enough, no more, finished. We would tell them bah. Bah was the ancient Egyptian word for end. To start counting again, day 1, moon circle with 1 dash. First day, moon disk and 3, or moon crescent and 3 dashes. First day of the 3rd month, of which season? The Shimu, the agricultural season. Then day 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Of which year, of which king's reign? First year of King Safa's reign. 5th year of King John's reign. Whoever king's reign. How we know and estimated now which king ruled when BC? By fixing the 40th year of Emperor Augustus' reign. It was 10 AD. And according to the king's list that we found, and according to the biography of each king, we could only, counting backward, we could only estimate which king ruled when BC. Take picture of the calendar and meet me there, please. Mind your steps. Walking.
Step up here.
Step down. Oh, yeah.
Just checking, I wasn't blocking the view.
No, I'm trying to see. Figure out the last couple. Closer, please. Closer, please. Some other colleagues explaining, so I can't really shout loud. Okay. Finally, 2 sanctuaries on this pedestal, black granite pedestal, would be the sacred part for the god Sobek, the crocodile god in this half. And the other one for Horus the healer. So actually 2 sanctuaries because they are kind of 2 twin temples. Wherever you see these marks, what we call it the dovetail cuts. 2 opposite dovetail cuts fitting 1 wooden key between the two, connecting the rocks well together and resisting the earthquakes. So there was a wall here and another wall there. Between the two walls, it's kind of a hidden corridor. Hidden corridors and crypts were much known and used in the ancient Egyptian temples. Hidden corridors as secret access for the priests in case of any attack or whatsoever. And inside the crypts, they used to store the valuable stock of offerings. In one of these crypts, we found 3 mummified crocodiles. They used to be exhibited in one of the shrines here for long. Till 2012, we built and opened the Crocodile Museum. As we excavated behind the temple, it's like animal cemetery area or necropolis. We found some more of the mummified crocodiles, and we got some more from the other cult center of a crocodile, El Fayoum. 2 hours driving from Cairo, west-south. It's a depression, and used to have a dead branch of the Nile. Crocodiles used to end up in this depression, never made it back to the main river. So lots of crocodiles there. That's why El Fayoum was the other cult center for the crocodile. But the idea of mummifying is to dry the body gently to preserve for afterlife. After you dry the body, you need to insulate it, not to activate with the air and bacteria. So here at Kom Ombo, insulating the dried up crocodiles, mummifying, they were covering them by bitumen, tar. In El Fayoum, no, they were embalming them in linen. Actually, whatever painted black crocodiles in the museum, they are locally from Kom Ombo, and whatever crocodiles embalmed in linen, we got them from El Fayoum. And over there, you will see from unhatched crocodile egg up to 4-5 meters long mummified crocodiles. They are young, only 2,000 years old. Right? Also, you will find the wooden stretcher where they used to carry the crocodiles on in processions, and an example for the crocodile grave, a mummified one with jars full of food for the crocodile in his afterlife. But that's toward the end of your tour. For now, still follow me, please, to show you 2-3 more highlights of this temple before I give you the free time. Follow my light. Watch your steps, it's really uneven. So mind your steps, following me.
Okay. A ver los demás. Y lo vemos en una foto mejor. Los adiestramientos de la medicina. En lugar de esperar esta cola.
Horus.
El tiempo aquí lo basamos para ver posibles y sacar fotos.
Toda la fila que hay para que si queremos hacer la fila para ir a la medicina o que hacen tomando fotos por
¿Hay alguien que se ponga en contra de seguir la visita y evitar la cola?
que mi fila y se
¿No?
mueven.
¿Hay alguien que se ponga en contra?
Que se la
Damos la cola y vemos los en nuestro momento en una foto.
Okay, now around me, that I will start explaining from now till we reach the scene to take pictures of it. حبيبي سكن في ايه يا عم امال لو ما جينا بدري كان عملنا ايه؟ ايه الطابور ده كله؟ So, this line and this cue to see the ancient Egyptian surgical instruments. Surgical instruments. Do you know anything about medicine? Yes. We found some skulls date back to the Old Kingdom with marks of 3 fine operations, drilling holes in the skull to release pressure upward of the brain. Yeah? Guess why we call the cesarean operation cesarean? After whom? Caesar? Wrong. After Caesar, son of Caesar and Cleopatra VII, the queen of Egypt at that time, at around 30 BC, delivered her son Caesar, that named after his dad Caesar, through cutting her belly. Would they ever dare to take the risk operating the queen, such operation, if they don't know what results they can have? So they had in ancient Egypt cesarean operations to be practiced. And. But don't you agree that knowledge is power? The knowledgeable most rank in the ancient Egyptian society, they were the priests. And these priests were educating every different rank in the ancient Egyptian society only what's enough to enable them doing their job. The architect to construct, the scribe to calculate, read and write, the farmer to cultivate and so on. But the whole knowledge would never be passed down except for their own children. Keeping the knowledge, keeping the power. They kept for themselves the knowledge of medicine. So the priests in ancient Egypt were actually the doctors. And they were treating the people in a magical healing way. They asked them few questions to diagnose what they are suffering, and they were composing medicine out of different herbs, minerals, and so on, and giving them the medicine in such magical healing way, putting them in a mood they are waiting for a miracle to happen. The God will listen to them, will touch them, and that's how they will cure and heal. A miracle. Yeah. One emperor called Domitianus had a problem can annoy any man, to be infertile, and heard about how great is the god Horus the healer here at Kom Ombo, and how clever are the priests. He came the whole way from Rome to Kom Ombo, made them a lot of offerings, asking her their help. They got his case diagnosed, they started medically treating him, and his case improved, and he managed to make a baby, a child. Being very thankful and practical at the same time, he gifted them something of what they use in their job as doctors. So he gifted them that famous surgical instruments at Kom Ombo. These instruments, and I have doctors here, can approve that they are so similar to what our surgeons and doctors use till today. If you don't mind, I can explain it on my leaflet here. Rather than queuing so much, and by reaching there, you can just take pictures of it. Yeah, here it is. Anybody can help me holding this? Can you see this? Can you see where I'm spotlighting? Okay.
Are you okay? Yes. Steady, Ned.
First of all,
You've been on gin.
that's a water bath for cleaning. And here the goddess Isis, the goddess of magic, sitting on what was known as the delivery chair. So in ancient Egypt, they had the delivery chair, which is a square chair with a hole in the middle. It's not European invention in the Middle Age. We had it in ancient Egypt. And then, do you know the cupping, hot air cups, where I'm spotlighting? Can you see it? Ruler, pair of scissors, sponge, needles, scalpels, forceps, scale. I will tell you what for. 2 hooks with a rope and a counterweight, retractors, other forceps and needles, swords, hammers. Doesn't it look like what our surgeons use now?
Yeah.
But what's the scale for? The scale to compose medicine of different minerals, herbs, whatever. So that means they had a unit of weight. The smallest unit of weight they had in ancient Egypt, it was the grain of wheat, almost a gram. Okay, that's the unit. What about fractions? Did they know anything about fractions? Yes. Do you remember this? Where? Yeah. The Eye of Horus. I told you in my story, it was an amulet for protection against evil, right? But mathematically, the Eye of Horus was used to describe the fractions of the 1 unit. If they wanted to say half unit, then it's the almond of the eye. The eyebrows stood for quarter. The long line under the eye, 1/8. The eye drop, as you call it, 1/16. The apple of the eye, a fraction of 32 of a grain of wheat. Where in that scale can even feel it. But that's how far precise they were composing and describing their medicine. The queue will take quite long. By their knowledge, they managed to figure out if the lady pregnant in a boy or a girl, using the barley and the wheat. Forgive me if I don't remember exactly, but they asked the pregnant lady to weed on barley and wheat. If the wheat starts turning green, like planting first, that means it's a boy. If the barley first, that means it's a girl. So they got, not long before having sonars and so on, they managed to decide the gender of the infant. It's one of them, barley and wheat, but I don't remember which is which.
How long do they have to wait to find out if it's a boy or a girl?
Sorry?
How long do they have to wait to find out?
9 months.
Yeah, 9 months.
A few weeks.
No, 9 months. Because it might not be accurate.
They had a lot of replacement. They had, like in the Civilization Museum, you will find that one of the princesses had, she was diabetes and she had gangrene and they had to chop her toe. Yeah, and they made a replacement of her toe. Some others, we found they had operations for, you know, when you get the bone broken, and you have not the plate, but the screw inside.
Kom Ombo.
And a lot more. We can spend the whole day talking just about the operation.
Akşam çalıştı.
That's why
İzlanda'yı yine ele geçirecek. Grönland
that medicine was for those who can afford.
Go ahead, Ray. The only way you're going to take any photographs.
Even mummification. Every mummification used to get mummified. At the end of the day, you get what you pay for. So we have different categories of mummification. The best were the royal, then the high rank people, then the middle rank people. Even commoners, farmers had to be mummified, but that's the cheapest mummification. According to the time needed
Amerikan
and the
takar
material.
koyar. Diyor ben Amerikan. Koyarım bize bir girerim. Amerika'yı destekledim.
Az kaldı. Steteskop
Anyway, I have explained all what can be told about this. Once you turn right, yeah, around the corner, on that front wall, I mean, turning right, the wall on your left-hand side, you will find this surgical instruments, the eye of Horus, and so on. Take picture of it, and I'll be waiting for you around the corner to take you there. Yeah? Take your time and make it fast, please. I'll be waiting for you at the end of this little wall. I'll show you 2 more items and then 4 times.
Watch your finger. We are also explaining. Please go the road.
He's saying that in the corner to the right, there's instruments and
Watch your hands. Watch your hands. Okay, yeah, fine. Please, you go. Don't walk the room. Don't walk.
But don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Don't touch me. لا انت تتكلم معاه عشان هو ما افتكرش نفسه، احنا بنعرف نزعق.
مصر حد بس احنا عايزين نخلص. شوف زمايلك يا مصر.
Buradan da geçtiler mi? Bak geçiyorlar hala.
geçmiyorsunuz.
Evet evet bence de oraya geçin siz de. Evet evet.
Al grup yani. Ben hemen bana söyleyin siz bence de.
Evet evet. Doğru yap. Onlar gitti onlar. Biz yapamadız.
Bana söylesene.
Biz gördük ben sormamıştım.
Sen Kom Ombo'yu anlatıyorsun.
Ama şimdi dediler ki etimolojisini bize söyleyin. Bu önemli geldi bana. Ben kendim için açtım. Baktım da çünkü şey kendi masam daha geliyorlardı.
No way.
We need police control. We need police control. I'll end up hiding here.
Peki ben de bakın bu doğum sandalyesi. Bu doğum sandalyesine Anadolu'da ne denir? Hem de genel kültürünü uzatsın. Ha? Hayır. Öreke, öreke. Bu doğum sandalyesi, yani sandalyeyi oturtup doğurtuyorsun ya kadını, basıncı arttırıyorsun. O sandalyeye öreke denir. Burada isis doğuruyorlar. Yani bu isise özellikle doğurganların uygulanmasına bak Tanrıça'da doğuruyor. Sizde doğru çünkü hakikaten nüfus artışı isteniyor tabii. O dönemde, bu dönemde. Burada gördüğünüzün tamamı da medikal aletler. Bu kadar günümüzdeki aletlere benzeyen medikal aletler kullanılmış olması bu tapınağı çok kıymetli bir hale getiriyor. Ben çektiğim hala değil.
Well, you want to fight now. That's what they're fighting.
You have to complain to the Egyptians.
Kardeş. Bu kadar zaten. Şunun için gel abi canım sıkmaya değmez biliyorum. Onun terbiyesizliğini biliyorum abi.
Onlar anlatacak ama biz anlatamayacağız yani.
If I had known this, I would have just carried on going back. Picture of what? Might as well take a picture of his.
Sorry.
Gebärstuhl.
Lala! Yürü!
What else we still anyway, aren't we? So you might as well sit. You're not going to wind up again.
Right. Well, you can
Eine Säge, ganz oben die Säge. Das ist die Säge da oben.
Das Instrument.
Hier, schaut mal jemand.
No, diese Wände waren die von Anfang an
Diyor siz Egipsiyah. Diyor.
Anyway, this is a rock. Yeah. A bit rough.
Is this?
This way.
Yeah, I'm coming this way.
Ah, pas vraiment, non. Enfin,
Oh, I thought that was the most disappointing thing I've ever seen. He's talking behind us.
It's not as...
Templo de Luxor, por ejemplo, para corazón. El templo donde estamos, para dos enfermedades.
No, that's the development of the art. Greco-Roman period, these details started to be more emphasized. Yeah, no, that's the school of art from one era to the other. Yeah. Even though like... No, and the one thing
Que conduce hasta el museo.
Horus, are we all around? Almost. So come down, please. Watch your steps.
8:20. Bueno, os dejo aquí. Bueno, sin guía, pueden pasar cruzando en los grupos, pero ya en fila, no todos a la vez. Uno tras otro. Bueno, les dejan pasar sin guía. Pueden pasar para ver la escena esa, sacar alguna foto, 15 minutos.
Cuidado al suelo, que el suelo está muy...
A las 9:15.
Bien.
Debería llegar a la cena a las 9. A las 9:15. Venga.
Still queuing up.
Bueno, lo más
Step aside and find out. I'm missing about 10, 12.
I think a lot of them are still queuing up.
Horus! I'm here.
Wondering where you were.
I feel like I'm with a film crew.
Used to work in it all the time.
So cool.
These pyramids in Giza. Three pyramids in Giza are lined up with the Orion Belt. And you can see it very clear somewhere. I just saw it on board before getting here. The three stars in the Orion, yes, these three Orion belts. The three pyramids in Giza are lined up with the Orion Belt. They were way ahead of their time in astronomy. I think the rest of the group gave up following me. Sorry? Okay.
They might have kept walking on instead of turning round.
Yeah, okay. So please. Yes. Yeah. Can you see this well shaft? It was the nilometer of this temple. Do you remember at Karnak when I talked about the priest deciding tax? In every main temple, at every province, there was a kind of nilometer. So this well shaft, for the high water level, the high flood, they can access the well shaft or the nilometer from this staircase. For the lower water level, This little building, it's a beginning of a staircase lead to this door and a spiral staircase lead to the bottommost. So they can access the water level at any stage. Accordingly, the priests can do their calculations and decide the tax for this year within the province. You all hear me well? Follow me, please. No marks. Closer, please. May I ask you, these genius doctors, would they use the water as muddy as it is from the Nile, or they should get it filtered first for their medical purposes? So this well shaft is the beginning of a filtering station. They would get it full of water till the water settles some of the sediment before they carry cleaner water from the surface running in such stone pipes from here the whole way till there. There is a missing part. Let's see the remaining there. Follow me and watch your steps, please. Closer, please. Stone pipes will start from the well shaft there, the whole way till here. As you see, it used to have a lid or a cover not to receive any more dirt. Every distance there was such square depression, and one of them would have rocks, then maybe smaller rocks, then sand, then charcoal, then alum crystals. Back in the days, alum crystals were used as deodorant or aftershave. When you put the alum crystals in the water, it starts to suck some of the dirt. Then they collect clean, filtered water from there for their medical purposes. Definitely, random people, commoners, could not afford having filtering station for every house. So they were not drinking water, they were drinking beer. Actually, they were boiling the barley, and ferment the soup, what do you call it? The soup, the water, drinking it as a beer. Definitely the dirt stick to the barley at the bottom, and boiling water, killing the most of bacteria, so they have kind of cleaner water to drink in the form of beer. Wealthier people, they were even drinking wine. So wine and beer was quite known in ancient Greece, and they used to make them and drink them. Beer as a daily drink for everybody, wine for the wealthier people or for occasions like celebrations, feasts, and so on. Now, you can enjoy about 15 minutes within the temple itself taking pictures. Then, there is that ramp, start from there, taking you down, passing by the cafeteria where I'll be sitting. There is, once you pass the cafeteria, there is the museum, where you will find from unhatched crocodile egg up to 4 or 5 meters long mummified crocodile. Then in the museum, wave to me on the cafeteria, go on there, and take you me and the Adil back to the book. Easy? Clear? So maybe 15 minutes here, and the museum is quite small, so it wouldn't take more than 10 minutes. Taking pictures in the museum is allowed, but without flash. Driving inside the museum is not allowed. So I'll be waiting for you on the cafeteria in about 25 minutes from now. What time is it now? Yeah, so 5 to 9. 5 to 9.
It's go around the outside if you can. That's where they got the water for the medicine. But this is the one where this steps down. You have to go around the outside to see and look down into it.
Yeah.
And it's where they measure the depth of the Nile.
Correct.
So that's how they work out the number of taxes people have to pay. And these are all over through the Nile.
Yeah. You said the other day about the high priests who charge
Yeah,
about.
that's one of them there. It's quite interesting. Looking down into it.
Yeah, cool. Right, are we going to the crocodile museum?
Yeah.
Because I think that's the one
Right.
Saliendo de ese cocodrilo nos vio. Y es a la salida del templo, pero no vas al barco sin el alza. Ver los cocodrilos.
There's so many things so close to you. Just go to the crocodile museum. This is really the best bit.
Ahora salió el flash.
Mahmoud.
What did you?
Que están momificados.
Ay, están momificados. Sí. O sea, que son de verdad.
¿La tela?
Llegué a decir lo que pone porque yo hemos entendido.